Why are you not? ... Now, why are you not is a huge question. My name's Emma Holmes and I'm coming in from Rockstar HQ to talk it through. Because in business, I know that there are so many things that you're not doing, that you're just not doing. And that is because you are firmly stood in your own way. Now, let me explain. This isn't as easy as just saying, you're in your own way, you can't get that done, This is much, much, much more important than that. When you are looking at your business, it might be that you're not taking it out there and telling the world about it. It might be that you are what would be referred to, I suppose, as playing small. It might be that you are resisting launching that thing. It might be that you haven't yet created that online product that's been sat inside your head for like forever. It might be that you are hiding away and not being visible. Now, when you're not being visible, you are invisible. When people can't see what you've got to offer, people can't see what you've got to offer. It is hugely, hugely, hugely important that you are embracing your business and that you are doing the things that you want to do and that you know will be really, really good for moving your business forward, so that you don't sit stuck, so that you don't get in your own way. Now, I deal with gorgeous rock stars every single day who are getting in their own way, and they don't even know it a lot of the time. So I deal with people who have perfectionist traits. That's the first one. Let's talk about perfectionism. Perfectionism is a trait that lots of entrepreneurs have. They're waiting for something to be absolutely perfect before they put it out there into the world. Now, the first thing to note here is that, number one, perfection is subjective. So your idea of perfection is probably a gazillion miles away from somebody else's idea of perfection. I know, and I know from personal experience, that we have much higher expectations of ourselves than anybody else ever has of us. Now, I am my own biggest critic. I am absolutely prepared, willing and able to regularly call myself out on stuff. Being a critic of myself doesn't mean that I'm nasty to myself. It doesn't mean that I'm mean to myself. It means that I am able to put a critical eye over what I am and what I'm not doing in order to actually see the big picture of where I might be resisting taking action, the stuff that actually I should just crack on and get done, the stuff that is coming up for me, so the things that are getting in my way. So being critical isn't about that. Perfection is as real as unicorns. So, they are, it's as real as you let yourself believe it is. They're as real as you allow yourself to create this barrier. What perfectionism actually is that it's the manifestation of fear. It's you being scared to put something out there. You being scared that something isn't good enough. You being scared that you might be judged for it. You being scared that if you put your cards on the table that people are going to laugh, or that people are going to say, who does she think she is, or who does he think he is? You know, perfectionism is that striving for something that isn't really quantifiable. And it'll be all right when I've done this, or I've got this together, or I've learned this extra thing. You know, perfectionism actually is a manifestation of fear. So if you are stuck in perfectionism right now, you need to grab a journal, a notebook, and actually look at what's behind that. You know, why are you seeking that level of beating yourself up about your own standards? What is good enough? What is the position whereby you are best able to help and support your audience? Because if you are in the constant search for perfection, what you end up doing is not helping and supporting the people that you are here to serve. You end up not doing that thing. People can't buy things that are stuck in your head because you seek for them to be perfect before you put them out there. People cannot get your help and support, read that blog, listen to that podcast, watch that video, if you're waiting for it to be perfect. Another one that I deal with all of the time is overthinking. Overthinking, overanalyzing, searching for one way of doing things. And again, This is a manifestation of fear. It is a manifestation of getting it wrong. You're worried about getting it wrong. You're worried about taking the wrong path. You're worried that people might judge you. You're worried that it might not be as good as it could be. You're worried that if you actually do something, that you might have missed that secret formula. And so often when people are overthinking things and overanalyzing things and searching and scratching and scrambling for that one piece of information that they feel will set them free, again, you are unable to take action. You are unable to move forwards. Again, you are stood in your own way. And if you are feeling that way, if you are feeling like you are overthinking, overanalyzing, stuck inside of your head, again, a great way of doing it is writing it down. Write down the things that are coming up for you. Write down the fears and the tremblings and the distractions that are inside of your head. And I often refer to playing a little bit of a game of truth or big fat lie with these kinds of things. So what you want to do is you want to write a list down of all the things and all the reasons and, all of the overthinking and overanalyzing and over, getting overly het up on a certain way of doing things. Then what you need to think about is, why is that showing up in your world? What is actually underneath that? Digging as to what is underneath that. And again, when I talk about being critical of myself, I do allow myself to dig into these things so that I can find out what's beneath it. What is it beneath it? What's the truth behind you overthinking things? Let me tell you that there is no one way of doing stuff in business. There is no one size fits all approach. You're not missing one, crucial secret, #1 secret, because you develop and you grow and you evolve. Business is a journey. Business is, and I know that that's kind of an overdone one now, that, we're on a journey and we're going in a direction. But you will continue to evolve and grow. I continue to evolve and grow. I will come in here and share with you the stuff that I learn as I go, and the things that come up for me and the things that become super important to me. So there isn't a one size fits all. You're not missing out on one strategy. What you need to look at is, the business principles, and then start to implement those principles in your business. Start to think about how you can connect with your audience and create visibility, how you can use your social media to create relationships with your crowd, to help and support them, to nurture them, to take them through, how you can start to build an email list, how you can e-market to your audience, how you can start to bring together a website. When you look at the things that you can start to do in the can do section, it stops you sitting in the can't do, overthinking, there must be one way of doing it, I must be missing a trick kind of feeling. Everybody doesn't have this huge map, okay? Things change and evolve. We pivot, we move forward, we change direction. And that's the beauty of business and being an online entrepreneur, is that you can pivot and you can change and you can make the direction that you want it to be in, but you also have to commit and take action. When you're overthinking, when you're overanalyzing, when you are giving yourselves all the reasons why you can't, you aren't able to take any action. You will learn so much in the doing, aligning to the doing, aligning to what you're here to do, and being able to start to take those steps. Small steps consistently taken. I don't know many entrepreneurs who take one grand leap. I don't know any entrepreneurs who are the overnight success. Overnight successes take time, and it isn't about one grand gesture. It's about small steps consistently taken. It's about what you can do rather than what you can't do. The next one is waiting for, or waiting until ... Those stories that you're telling yourself. Now, you might perceive those stories as being truth. You might perceive those stories as being the reality. You might perceive those stories as being the absolute one thing that, is going to set you free. But please examine them. Please examine those stories. Please look at those stories and see, are they the truth or are they a big fat lie? Do you need to have a shed load of money to advertise your business before you get started? No, you do not. Do you need to have a website before you get started? No, you do not. Do you need to have X number of people on your list before you launch? No, you do not. Do you need to have, X number of ducks in a row? No, you do not. You need to start to take action. You need to start to make things happen. Because if you don't make things happen, then you're never going to have people on your list. You're never going to have a crowd of people around you who love what you do. You're never going to have that thing that you're striving, that it'll be all right when you have because it's similar to looking at other people and going, it's all right for them because they've got 1 million followers on their Facebook page. It's all right for them because they've got a big email list. It's all right for them because they've got a virtual assistant to help them. It's all right for them because, and all of those becauses are taking your power away. When I first started out, I didn't have money to invest in Facebook advertising. I didn't have a website. I didn't have a team. I didn't have a big page. I didn't have a big email list. I didn't have any of those things. It was because I committed to taking the action and doing the things and being able to self-analyse, being able to look at my own path, that I was able to bring those together. So that is so important, so important to your progress. Please do not get stuck in perfectionism. It is not real, and it is just a manifestation of fear. Please do not get stuck overthinking, overanalyzing, because again, it is a manifestation of fear. Don't think that you have to wait until ... because it is just a manifestation of fear. And fear is something that we have control over. We can write our own story. You do not have to be fearless to build a business. You do not have to be fearless to be successful. You have got to be prepared to face and challenge those fears. You have got to be prepared to be critical of the things that are coming up and decide whether or not they are your truth. You have got to write your own story. You've got to take action. You've got to do the thing. So why are you not ... Let's change that today. Speak soon. Bye for now. Now, if you are watching on YouTube, then I would love it if you would press subscribe and make sure that you are party to all of our amazing videos where we are talking business, we're talking mindset, we're talking action. Have an absolutely great day. Speak soon. Bye.